Guys, uh, should be live now. Welcome to the channel. For those who doesn't know me and first time here, I'm Rad, and in this video, should you watch it post live stream, you will hear about your star sign and what tarot cards has to say about its experience, or like what awaits you due the transit full moon into Aries, which is about a couple of weeks span. It starts at 9th and it ends, hold on a second to give you the exact date here, at the 25th, for what it seems, where we will have actually a solar eclipse, partial for some. And during that particular period of time, we all are going to experience different things, but more or less every star sign is going to have its kind of like its own can I put it into words, a characteristic experience, and this is what we're going to try to see in this video. Now, as usual, I'm going to start with the collective reading. So if you have paid attention to the thumbnail, you would have saw those 5 cards being in there. The first one of the cards, that's going to be the Hierophant. Let me just pull my camera preview so I make sure that you all can see me. So the first one, that's the Hierophant. The second card of them was the 5 of Wands. The third card, that's the 6 of Pentacles. The fourth card of the spread, that is going to be the Queen of Swords. And the final card of the spread for the full moon in Aries, that is the Knight of Cups. So the first thought when I saw those cards actually was, well, in the next couple of weeks, whatever we can do well, we are going to do it to an excellence. So I don't know if that kind of explains it, but basically we will make a very solid progress, each one of us, that is, into the field and area that we are good at. For example, me in tarot and probably gaming. If you are a lawyer, you are gonna make a really good progress and breakthroughs into your professional deeds. If you are a very good lover, the same thing. So whatever you can do well, we are gonna do it to a best and fully maximum extent. Now, what is not a good thing to do throughout the next couple of weeks? Well, actually, couple of things. Now, the first one, it is to kind of like deviate from that narrative. Therefore, starting to learn something new, or deviating from one career to another, if you will, changing as well where you live, and all kind of a change that it is provoked by us, right? So we consciously provoke that change. For what my cards are showing is not going to be a good thing for the next couple of weeks. That is coming from the 5 of Wands being into the second position, and in that particular position, that card speaks about the certain turns that one can take into their path, and those turns are only going to hold us back. It's for example, if we do take a different turn into our career, it's not going to be any different than kind of like digging holes and filling them up. It's kind of like a meaningless, pointless, useless labor that we are going to put bouncing us back where we have actually started. That, at least according to my cards. Now, if we do go according to what we are good at, if we do follow, so to speak, our path, we can expect that a lot of troublesome, let's say, and concerning situations to pretty much smoothen up. For some, they're going to smooth to a bigger extent than others, but nonetheless, they're going to smoothen up. And here, the interpretation deviates depending on if where your progress is into your personal life, love life, or it is into your professional life, job, etc. So should it be about your job, then what you are good at, you're gonna start doing it with and performing into it with more and more passion and more love, to a point and an extent that you ain't gonna concern yourself with what actually you're gonna get from it, but instead what you're gonna get from it is gonna follow you and is gonna find you on its own. Meaning that, for example, if you are to take a job, you are not going to concern yourself about the money, but money are going to find you on their own accord. You are definitely not going to be underpaid in it. That is, should the job you take, it is the one you're good at. And same thing goes forward with your personal interactions, you know, friendships and love actions, or rather like a love interactions whatsoever. So what the universe actually is gonna gift us with, it's actually results. We can see that into the Knights of Cups being into the last position of the spread. So the Knights of Cups, this is a card, or rather like the Knights of Cups, it is the only court card actually that does not rely on any luck and does not believe into miracles, which is the second thing that we should not rely on. Like miraculously, you know, our situations are gonna improve on their own accord while we are sitting on our couch doing nothing about it, right? So should we put the efforts behind, imminently there is going to be a result that is going to follow after, whether into our business or into our personal life, that is. So that being said, if you do like someone and you do want something to happen in between you two, well, you got to do something about it in the next couple of weeks. Like, for example, saying what you're feeling. That's a really good start. But nonetheless, having that card there means that the results are going to reciprocate pretty much the efforts that we are going to put behind our endeavors. And the lesson that we are to learn in the next couple of weeks, it is that if we are relentless, and that's probably the correct word that I should use, so should we be relentless enough? There is no way we cannot push through what we are good at and what it is literally meant for us to be a part of or to possess. And basically the reason for that full moon into Aries, it is actually to kind of like stir the flow of our life and adjust us exactly where that flow needs to push us into the future. And that is pretty much the collective reading for all of us. Now I'm going to move forward and start doing readings for each star sign. So within this live stream, I'm going to do a reading for each star sign, starting from Aries, ending up with Pisces, but also there are going to be free readings, 3 of them. So 3 of you guys are going to get a free reading from me. And in order that to happen to you, all that you got to do is just keep up with the live stream up until I do announce a break. One is going to take place after Cancer, another one is going to take place after Scorpio, and the last one is going to take place after Pisces. So once I do announce that break, all that you got to do is just input a question that you want me to read for with my tarot cards into the comments down below of the live stream, and I'm usually giving a 5 minutes. So there could be questions accumulated, and I'm going to pick one question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on the question itself. Should anyone decide to support the channel, the stream, me, Pisces Moonbeam as well, through Super Chat, you guys are going to get a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much given. Should your Super Chat have no inquiry, the reading is going to be about your personal experience for the full moon into Aries. And should your super chat be $20 or above, you're gonna get that very same 5 card spread that I'm gonna give for each star sign into the stream. And finally, if you do want to have a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which link you're gonna find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see full list of my services and as well their pricing. So hello to everyone that is joining here tonight. I hope you do enjoy the show. All right, so the first star sign that we do have, that's going to be Aries. By the way, if you are watching this on a video, you can track your star signs being there, right? We have them there. This is where the glyph is going to be. So with that said, Aries, we do have the death card. No surprise there, by the way. It is your full moon, followed by the 7 of Wands. Moving on, next we do have the 7 of Swords, followed by the Lovers, and the final card for you, Aries, that's gonna be the 8 of Pentacles. All right, so these 5 cards, we have them. And the upcoming couple of weeks actually is going to be a period of time where there is going to be a rather cleansing purge that is going to take place in your life, whether into your career or whether into your personal life. I don't want to say relationship, because what that purge involves into is actually people. What I mean is that you're going to start seeing those kind of people that are kind of like presenting themselves as friends of yours, but in the same time they're actually talking behind your back, you know, taking actions that are more harming you than helping you, and in generally are approaching you with a surreptitious intentions, with surreptitious actions. And you're going to start seeing those people realizing that you actually do not need such kind of a people, starting to severing ties and burning out bridges with them, so you can pretty much relieve yourself from unneeded, at best, that is, connections, relationships, interactions, so to speak. And after this process of burning out unnecessary so-called friendships, by the end of this transit, you actually are going to find yourself being in a quite of a harmonious state where it doesn't matter how much people you are surrounded with. You will how can I say, you're gonna feel like free. That's the best word I can find. Free to do to your heart content, free to do to your heart desire, without having anyone to oppose you, without having anyone, you know, to tell you how wrong you are, and how unethical your actions are, etc, etc, etc. And how you're gonna recognize all these people, it is that whenever you do want to do something good for yourself, actually you do face an opposition, and your moral standards being actually challenged from them. That is pretty much going to start speaking to you that this relationship you do have, it's actually in flux, and it's needed to be let go of. Long story short. Another thing about your transit here, Aries, it is that you will have quite a few choices to make, whether for your business or whether for your relationship. And the good thing it is that at least for the next couple of weeks, there will be no wrong or right choices. It will be entirely based on your a personal preference. And also what is going to take place as a material aspect there is that you may have some kind of a plan, or maybe you have prepared yourself for something. Okay, you will have the chance to initiate it, but that is just a chance. What I mean is that even if you are feeling not ready for it, okay, that chance is not going to go away, and you can actually initiate it further down the road into the future. The gift from the universe for you guys, it is actually the subtlety, rather like the keen eye to look into the subtleties, to know every aspect of every enterprise and of every endeavor, and that way it's highly unlikely that you may beguile yourself into something you do not want to do or you do not want to be a part of. Hello, Zebra. Welcome to the stream. Right, so that was Aries. Now moving on, next we do have Taurus. All right, first one for Taurus, that's going to be the Page of Swords, followed by the Empress. Moving on, next for you guys, we do have the Eight of Wands. The fourth one for you, that's going to be the Knight of Swords. And the final one for you, we do have the Five of Pentacles. So these 5 cards. So next couple of weeks, as far as the moon is concerned, that it is transiting, they're not going to be very, very pleasant. That is because, at least according to my cards, there are going to be quite a few confrontations that you will have to take on straight away. It could be that you are simply challenged by a coworker or by a friend or by somebody, and the challenge is going to be to your thoughts. Can I put it into words? Basically, what you think of is gonna be challenged and confronted, and this is going to kind of like provoke fights, arguments, in some extreme extent. It's going to provoke a scandals, and the whole process is not going to be pleasant, because neither you will be able to convince them into anything, neither they're going to be able to convince you into something. And the best way how you can move forward here, at least according to these cards, is just move on. It's just ignore straight away. Now, on another note, by the look of those cards, you also can do a, just like Aries did, a purge, but yours is going to be on a more superficial level, and it is all about you kind of like making that spring cleaning, so to speak, into your social circle, just cutting off a connection with people that you do not simply like. It is because the lesson that you are gonna learn throughout the next couple of weeks, it is that it's not, it goes like that. Basically, it doesn't make any sense to do something that you do not basically like. In other words, you will learn how to combine your logic and your emotions as well. And when when you're socializing with someone that you do not like, you will see that that doesn't make any sense, and you're going to pretty much stop socializing with that person. Your gift from the universe here, for what those cards are showing, it is the adaptation of a lifestyle, meaning that within the next couple of weeks you're gonna start seeing what the wrongness in your actions. Actually, I don't know how to put it into words, but for example, if you are feeling unwell, and the problem is within you, you are going to start seeing what you actually have to change in order to feel good, whether about your health, whether about your satisfaction from your job, whether about the satisfaction from your love life, and so on and so forth. But definitely within the next couple of weeks, Taurus, you are going to be set outside of your comfort zone, and for the most part you're not going to have much time to make any choices. So it will be best that whatever choice you make, it is the choice you like, because otherwise, even if it is so-called the right choice based on the society, what is the point doing it if you are to regret it after, right? Hello, Jackie. Welcome to the stream. Right, so that was Taurus. Now moving on, next we do have Gemini. Right, the first one for Gemini, we do have the Death card, followed by the Ten of Cups. Moving on next, that's going to be the Empress, followed by the Five of Pentacles. And the last one, that's going to be the Knight of Cups. You are going to contemplate a lot in the next couple of weeks, Gemini. The contemplation will be about the uncertainties. What I mean is that, for example, if you are feeling threatened in your job, this is what the contemplation is going to be fixed about. Why you are threatened, why you do feel uncertain and insecure about your job. The same thing goes about your love life. In other words, in the next couple of weeks, you are to see that what's I don't know how to put it into words. I was about to say what you think it's strong, it's fragile. That's not the case. The case is more like why you do have what is necessary to be happy and you are unhappy yet. I don't know how to word it. Because you may, for example, have the job that you have ever wanted, but if you are feeling insecure about it, or rather like uncertain about it, what's the point of having that job, right? It doesn't give you the emotional pleasure. So what happens is that you are going to change that in the next couple of weeks by most likely taking a time off and doing your contemplation about the situation. It could be about your love life. You may be with the person you always wanted, but things may not going very well, maybe not going very well in between you two, for example. So what's the point being with that person if you are unhappy with them, right? But you can be happy with them. And in the next couple of weeks, your decision for what those cards are showing most likely is going to be that you're going to take some time off just to think, right, and to contemplate how you should proceed forward with the endeavor. Not like you are going to cut it off or anything, but with the endeavor itself. And once you get out of this slumber, so to speak, whatever decision you came up with is going to be very well found for what those cards are showing. and quite balanced, is going to serve well for everyone. And actually within it, it will be the content of it is going to be a short-term plan of how things can happen, whether into your career or whether into your love life. Now here definitely we're talking about something you really want. We can see that with the Knights of Cups at the end. And as with Aries, that card pretty much shows that if you do put the effort behind it, there are going to be results, all right? But like I said with Aries as well, digging up holes and filling them up, it's not actually meaningful effort. You gotta do a meaningful one, and that's why you gotta withdraw from the situation so you can think objectively about what that effort as meaningful one can be, and then going back in and doing that effort which is gonna make the change. In other words, guys, if things are not working out for you, well, that is because you do have the wrong approach toward them. That is what those cards are showing, and that is the lesson that you are to learn, because we do have the Five of Pentacles into the fourth position, and that is all about a lifestyle, how you can change the way you address your job, the way you address your love life, so they can become better, so they can become more not, the word is not more predictable, but rather like a more reliable, right? So they can become more reliable, more solid. Right, so that was Gemini. Now moving on, next we do have Cancer. Hey Sean, welcome to the stream, buddy. It is good, or it is good morning only at my domain, 3:26 a.m. Pisces moonbeam is still at 7th of October. All right, Cancer, first one, we do have the High Priestess, followed by the Nine of Cups. Moving on, next we do have the Ten of Cups. Afterwards, that's going to be the Moon. And the final one, we do have the Eight of Pentacles. Rather very emotional transit for you, Pisces, with these 5 cards here. Okay, a very, very emotional one. So the your experience is going to be entirely spiritual, if I may say it that way, in your personal and business life, or rather like business life, more or less. Things are going to be just as they are, all right? So your job is going to move forward, or rather like it's going to stay as it is, no major changes there. You're going to go at work, do what you are meant to do, and that's about it. There will be no movement. There are going to be no ups and downs, so to speak. However, within you, some processes are gonna start clicking in the next couple of weeks, and you're gonna start realizing what actually contains the meaning of the life itself. Is the true meaning of your life your love life, or is the true meaning of your life your success, and so on and so forth. And once you do realize what that meaning actually is, so as you do find that meaning, you will ease yourself. What I mean is that you are not going to feel like you have to constantly be under pressure that you're going to lose anything. whether that you are going to lose your marriage, say, or that you're going to lose your job, or that you're going to lose, say, your friends or one of your friends, and so on and so forth. Basically, what happens here, it is that you are going to reach a place within you that is a spiritual place of solace and of for the lack of better words, I'm gonna say a settling. And basically from there on moving forward regarding that field, whether your business or whether your relationship, you will have no turmoils any longer. By the way, if you happen to fall in love into the next couple of weeks, Cancer, you should know that that's the person, right? That's it's I hate saying it, okay, but yeah, it's a soulmate or a twin flame. That is if you happen to fall in love. And your gift, actually, it's a really good one, and that is the luxury of time. What I mean is that whenever you do have to make a step or to initiate something, you will have the time to actually address every single detail without having the pressure to actually do or to make a move forward until you're ready. So it's gonna be out, or rather like it's gonna be released when it's ready. However, how can I put it into words? You will. There is a little bit of a hint into the cards that you will kind of like get closer and closer to that meaning or one of the meanings of your life, where you start feeling more emotionally, so to speak, fizzy or fuzzy, for that matter. I don't know how to put it into words, where you tremble within, right? And once you settle that one out and the tremble is no longer there, you will feel extreme peace. So it's completely spiritual that you are going to experience in the next couple of weeks, Cancer. But you should not be concerned about your career or about your friendship circle, okay, because they're gonna stay just the same. All right, so that concludes the first 4 star signs, and now we are entering into the first break. Now within that break, one of you is gonna get a free reading. All that you gotta do to get it is just input a question you want me to read for with my tarot cards. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to do so. Should there be any questions, I'm gonna pick one. I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. If there are no questions, I'm just going to move to the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and after that, we are going to have Scorpio. No, Sean, we are not at the same place. We are on the opposite parts of the world. Thank you, Living. A great one. What is that offer has to do with your air conditioner, Sean? By the way, my air conditioner also broke last month. I have to fix it, but 7,500 US. That's freaking a lot. But here is central. Mine is just those that are hanging on the wall. Why do you go for a central one, by the way? Those on the wall, much more economic, easier to fix, and cheaper. Central is more accustomed for the hotels, because you know the guests are not gonna mess around with the device. You know, they're not gonna plug it or kind of like break it or anything like that. It's where it's more, how can I put it into words, convenient to have central. But in your house, I don't know, I'm bigger fan on external, so to speak. Hello, Kate. Although I don't know what kind of a, I don't know what kind of laws you do have where you live, because my brother is in, like I told you guys, my brother is in England, and there you do not have, uh, you are not permitted to have anything on the facade, on the wall that it is watching toward the street. Therefore, you can hang an air conditioner only on the wall that it is looking toward the yard, toward the patio. So every room that it is looking toward the street, you can't have an air conditioner there. Mattia, thank you so much for your 1999. Thank you, Mattia. Make sure that you do stick around till the end of the stream, where you're gonna have your personalized reading for the full moon in Aries. Hello, Blue Eyes. Welcome, welcome to the stream. Oh, thank you, Sean, for your $20 US. So kind of you. But yeah, Sean, what do you, what does the offer has to do with the air conditioner? I didn't follow, I'm sorry. All right, so anything in the cards for my career? Jackie asks, let's check it out. Oh, okay. Yeah, Luna, well, this week I do, it's funny thing, all right? So you remember, guys, how you noticed that my last live stream, my nose was runny and everybody suggested that I do have a cold, although I didn't have the signs, or rather like I didn't have the symptoms. It wasn't a cold. Actually, it turned out that I do have an ear infection this year. A few hours after the live stream, that ear started to shoot pain. It was actually dreadful, and because the ear and the nostrils, or rather like the sinuses in it, they are connected. That's why my nose was runny, and I was basically not doing anything throughout the week because I was on the antibiotics. My ear was hurting, and yeah, the Pisces Moonbeam is doing a great job. All right, Jackie, so those are your cards. We do have the Death card with the Fool card having this one here right away tells us that there will be well, it's not like there are not going to be any new jobs that you can take. It is just it's not advisable to take new jobs. Basically, that card shows that none of the new jobs that you can go for is going to present you more than you actually can get from your current one. Five of Wands, it is the third one, and the final one, that's going to be the Chariot. Let me determine the time frame for you. The time frame is up until the start of July next year, so you do have more or less 10 months. Okay, so you will end up after 10 months, you're going to be in a different position. I would say a better position, because we can see you in those cards, Jackie, that the efforts you will have to put into your work and into your career are going to be far bigger than the efforts you are putting currently. Okay, so that only could speak that you are going to jump into the next level. You're going to be assigned, for example, a bigger client, different client, or a different job, different task, different projects, which are going to be more difficult. And we can say that you are going to be in a better position, because within these cards we can see that after 10 months, Jackie, you are going to be proud of yourself and of your work, and basically you will be happy to collect the luck of it, you know, the luck of your hard work. But if you are, once again, if you are contemplating changing your job, according to these cards, that's going to be a bad move. That's going to be the loser move, for what we can see here. And also next, so to speak, 10 months, you should fight to the very end of anything, because in the very, very last minute, whatever situation you do have that it is going down the drain, right, it can be reversed, it can be transformed into a winning situation. You do have a really good cycle in front of you in terms of career. It's just you have to work very, very, very hard. Well, I don't know, Sean. I mean, $7,500 to me kind of like feels a lot. I would tell you I bought my air conditioner for $1,000. Actually less now, because the dollar is very expensive. 900. Put it $900, and it's freaking amazing. You know, in the summer, my bill was $20. Yeah, my electricity bill was $20. Now in the winter, I expect to be about $40, $45, not more than that. You know, external air conditioners are simply better. Look, I'm an engineer by education, and I can tell you that the more complex one thing is, the worse it is performing, or rather, like the performance coefficient, it's less. So if you do have an air conditioner that it is basically divided on two bodies, like the external air conditioners, they have much bigger efficiency than air conditioners that are just a one body. That is, for example, your computer. Your computer, if you do have a tower computer, has a much bigger efficiency than your laptop. It is because in the laptop, everything is kind of like splashed together. And it basically doesn't have, it needs to be cut off. It doesn't have the, if you will, the room, because in air conditioner you have two thermal transmitters, or rather like a thermal reversals. I don't know how to put it into English. One is for the hot one, the other one is for the for the cold one, and it's just it's a bit complicated, but basically the two bodies, one does what it's meant for and the other one does what it's meant for, instead of having one body that has to compensate for both, if that makes sense. So if I were at your place, I would have spent those money to just equip every room with an external air conditioner. That way you can regulate which one you wanna basically turn on, and you would have had much less electricity bill. Well, if that flows your boat. Okay guys, couple of minutes, and then I'm moving to the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. The best air conditioner you can buy, by the way, are those that are called hyper inverters. $425 bill, mate. Oh my god. Well, Luna, I don't know, antibiotics, they did the job, and also some kind of a black drops which I had to put into my nose for 3 days. It was very disgusting, but they did the job as well. Oh yeah, it's a must have. You know, I put it mine 10 years ago, and I just can't imagine living without it. It's just it freaks me out. Well, flame art, I don't know. I never been in US, but for example, in the public transport here, in the winter they are either too hot, or in the summer they are either too cold. So I guess I know what you mean. Yeah. All right. So next one we do have Leo. First one for Leo, that's gonna be the Two of Cups, followed by the Page of Swords. Moving on next, that's gonna be the Death card, followed by the Eight of Pentacles, and the final card for you, Leo, that's gonna be the Tower. Those 5. What happens if it is a, I don't know how much in Fahrenheit, but let's say 42 degrees Celsius? You are basically sweating like an animal. What happens then? You let yourself sweat, or you put the air conditioner in, make the room temperature a bit more livable? So it's all about relationships for you, Leo. For what those cards are showing, relationships and actually more of a interactions. By the way, for what those cards are showing, if you are single, you have all the chance to kind of like make one, because for what those cards are showing, you are bound to meet someone that you can fall in love with. 108.7 Fahrenheit. Yeah, maybe. I know the formula, but I just don't bother to. No, it's. I'm not annoyed, Sean. It's just. I'm just trying to be helpful. Giving you an idea what is better, at least in my opinion, and just saying what I was about to do. And yeah, I'm not annoyed. I'm just angry. How can you spend 7,500 for an air conditioner? It just, to me, it's outrageous. I am not living in the United States after all. So back to Leo, all about relationships. And like I said, if you are single, bound to meet someone. We can see that with the two of cups. So what happens with your relationships? Well, you will start growing more and more frustrated with the people that basically you feel that there is a barrier with. Okay, people that, for example, you can't share what you feel, people that you can't share what you experienced, people especially that you feel their pride, people that kind of like are shy as well. It is just all kind of relationships which you feel certain barrier that there is in it. You're gonna start straining from them and instead giving more carte blanche, so to speak, to those kind of people which kind of like connect in a sense of that there is no shyness, there is no pride out there. They're always open to share anything, to share how they feel, to listen to you, how you feel, and so on and so forth. And thus what this is going to lead to, it is that you're going to build up a very comfortable social circle, especially within your career, and there you're going to surround yourself with coworkers that are, if they are not able to support you, the very least they are not going to mess around with your things, so to speak. Pisces Moonbeam here side with Off Leo, probably because she saw the Tower card. Actually, the Tower card very positive for you. It's coming at the last card, which is the gift from the universe, or rather like the energies which are going to support you throughout the next couple of weeks here. And the Tower card is a positive energy. It's about the resilience of a transforming events. So whatever happens there, it won't be able to throw you off your feet. It won't be able to, how can I put it into words, to, I don't know, to catch you unprepared, so to speak. And you're always going to be able to manage whatever crisis is coming your way and is coming in your life. But yeah, you will feel the necessity, guys, or Leo, to kind of like surround yourself with people that the people that love you, rather than people you can have a use. People that you can have a use from. Especially annoyed you are going to be from those who are trying to brainstorm situations, from those which are trying to present themselves unique, right? Like that only they can do something and no one else can be like them, and so on and so forth. And so what your lesson is going to be for the next couple of weeks, it is that well, it's actually a very, can I put it into words? It's a very simple one. And that is that if you are to make something significant, it has to be it has to start from what you find that it is significant. And that said, instead of searching for means, resources, or even support, so to speak, where you're not gonna get it, you're gonna do things the easy way around, where it is obvious you are gonna face that support, means, and resources. And by the way, for those who are single, also big lesson for you, that if you do not open for the world, you're never gonna find love, so to speak, again. And so you are going to open for the world. That is a very big lesson for those who are, for example, heartbroken right now, right? And they think that they're never going to fall in love again. Next couple of weeks are going to be a big wake-up call for you, and you will realize that you have to. Otherwise, what's the joy from the life? All right, so that was Leo. Now moving on, next we do have Virgo. By the way, guys, I don't know if I mentioned that, something funny. Now that Sean said where he lives. A couple of weeks ago, a friend from the coast here sent me a picture saying, look what storm is gonna hit us. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that there was going to be a tornado. It was a textbook like Supercell, right? It was just a textbook like Supercell. And I was so sad that I'm not there. As you may know, one of my dreams, so to speak, is to see a real tornado in front of me. I just want to see it, right? I just want to witness one. I don't know why, I just want to witness one. All right, Virgo. First one for you, we do have the Sun, followed by the Queen of Pentacles. Moving on next, that's going to be the Two of Swords. The fourth one, that's going to be the Seven of Cups. And the final one, we do have the Five of Swords here. So it's not like things are gonna turn out bad for you, Virgo, from those cards, but because we do have the Five of Swords at the end, it will be best if you do tread carefully. Basically, what the Five of Swords here shows, it is that whatever you wish happens, whatever you say go, whatever you want comes. And we can see that also with the Seven of Cups being as a lesson that you need to learn. And that is that the lesson of the Seven of Cups, it is that no matter how ridiculous one imagination is about what one wants to be, it can happen should it falls within the civilization we are living into. And basically, the lesson that you are going to learn is that should you have a dream, you should never give up from it. And the Five of Swords, as an energy that supports you, gives you the power to the very least make the very first breakthrough that is going to snowball everything afterwards. You should be careful because the Five of Swords, although throughout the next couple of weeks you are not going to experience that, afterwards it may turn out to be a bit of victory. So how you should be careful with it? Well, basically the breakthrough needs to happen where the breakthrough can be natural one. So if you have to push it, definitely gonna be a shade at the end, so you don't want to do that. Instead, you wanna how can I put it into words, you want to try out, and if things are budging out, if things are working out for you, then you proceed with it. Should you do it that way? you're going to see expanding energies of growth literally everywhere, and you are to expand your domain beyond your beliefs, which, by the way, it is where you will have to overcome the first, how can I put it into words, the first barrier. Now, having the Queen of Pentacles into the second position, it kind of shows that as you do enter into that transit, you will have no incentive to do anything. Basically, you will look around yourself and you will say, I have enough. And that way you may stop your growth, that way you may stop your progress. But as you do go forward in the next couple of weeks, suddenly something is going to come obvious that you have to do, right? That comes from the Two of Swords being there. As you are in a place of an equilibrium and peace, a piece of an information or some kind of a consequence or an enterprise, or how can I put it into words, not consequence but circumstance, some kind of a circumstance shows up and it gives you the cue to act, and that should be your basically your action that you need to incorporate moving on forward. Other than that, you can also expect to mend partnerships and relationships. That is another big theme of your transit moving forward. But also what you are going to learn in the next couple of weeks, it is to be grounded in a sense of that, you know, that you should not, or that you are not going to take more than you can chew up and swallow down. That's going to make you obviously very, very careful, but also is going to make you very, very consistent moving forward with your endeavors. So what your expectations can be, Virgo, for the next couple of weeks? It is to be quite successful wherever you are, should the field you are in is something that comes natural to you, because otherwise you have to push it, and like I said, if you have to push it, then definitely at the end is going to be a shame. So that was for Virgo. Now moving on, next we do have Libra. Currently 4 a.m. here. For Pisces moonbeam, I believe is 9 a.m. 9 p.m. I'm sorry. All right, Libra, first one, 5 of Swords. Moving on next, that's going to be the 4 of Pentacles, followed by the Knight of Wands. Afterwards, we do have the Hierophant, and the final one, that's going to be the Queen of Swords. Now, for you, Libra, it's quite the opposite than for Virgo. You actually have to push it next couple of weeks. So what's those cards divulge is that once Pisces moonbeam, we were talking about someone, and her expression was that, well, that person now doesn't put an effort behind because they are sitting on their money. And basically this is what's this is what kind of an incentive you are gonna have for the next couple of weeks, like sitting on your current projects, like sitting on your current for example friendships, sitting on your current day-to-day routine, so to speak, having no desire to move anything around, Well, I don't know, probably because for a very, very long time now you do feel certain and secure and some kind of a predictability is out there. However, what can happen you doing so is missing quite of a good opportunities and quite of a good enterprises. We can see that you're gonna have those by the Knights of Wands, or rather like that is the King of Wands. It says knight, but that is actually a king into the traditional deck. And that card shows that within the next couple of weeks, whatever your ambition is, say you have an ambition to become a renowned, I don't know, a renowned baker if you are a baker, right? Or a renowned tailor if you are a tailor, or a renowned lawyer if you are a lawyer. You do have that ambition. Well, if you do sit on your current clients being a lawyer and not trying to attract a bigger one, then you're not going to be a renowned one, right? But you are going to have that means to expand on your ambition, and you gotta be ready to do whatever it takes, because the opportunity which is going to be bestowed upon you is going to be quite bold, right? It's gonna seem like I don't know how to put it into words, unimaginable one. That's not even how can I express it. It's more like a it's not even too good to be true. It's oh my god, I can't find the English word for it. It's an opportunity. You know, when you do have an opportunity and you have a serious doubts that you can handle it, in fact, you are almost certain that you are gonna fail. Well, that kind of an opening we do have for you, but actually according to these cards, the very least, you will succeed. And we can see that because of the Queen of Swords at the end. And the Queen of Swords gives you the power to materialize, the power to manifest whatever you do undertake for the next couple of weeks, should it falls all right within your expertise, because that is how the Hierophant, this is the lesson that you need to learn, that if you do have a certain expertise, all right, or you do follow something, there is no way you cannot see it through. There is no way you cannot see it up until the end. So basically all that these cards are telling me, Libra, it is that within the next couple of weeks, the time for your decisive move, you know, that maneuver which is going to win you the war, which is going to win you the territory or the job or the person, is about. And you don't have the luxury to just sit around, sit on your sit on your current accomplishments. You gotta actually risk and go for more, at least according to these cards. Your ambition, whatever that is, can be transformed into a very powerful drive, and that needs to happen in the next couple of weeks, or it may not happen ever. What kind of a scandal you're talking about? Oh my god, come on. All right, next one, Scorpio. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Zebra, next couple of weeks, whatever you are emboldened by, you gotta do your act about it. You do not have the luxury to wait. So Scorpio, 10 of Pentacles, it is the first one, followed by the Page of Swords. Moving on, next we do have the Hierophant. Afterwards is going to be the Nine of Wands. And the final one for us as a Scorpio, that's going to be the Queen of Cups. Truth be told, it is all over the place, guys. So basically, what is the most prominent from that reading is that next couple of weeks we gotta learn to be pretty much selfish. Well, that is not exactly what it says. It says that we gotta learn to kind of like adapt things the way that makes us being comfortable, which in my dictionary that pretty much means selfishness. And it is supported by another card, which is the Hierophant. The Hierophant into the third position, it kind of speaks that we should address things that are only important to us, and we should not concern with how important they are to the others. Of course, is going to be overlapping. Okay, and eventually what happens is that we are going to cluster with people that have the same importance, right? So if a certain client is important to us, that client could be important to another colleague or another company, and we're going to cluster and we're going to make a team that is going to basically satisfy that client, and everybody's going to be happy at the end. Same thing happens into our social circle as well. We are going to cluster with people that we do have the same interests, or rather like we do find the same things being essential, and that way basically we are going to constrain or rather like reduce our social circle only to people that fully understand us, and on top of that, people that are gonna follow us through the 9 circles of hell, if you will, because it's basically the same path that they need to walk under the sun as well. Now, on another note, for what those cards are showing, within the next couple of weeks, someone from our past may show up again. A friend that we didn't catch up with for a very long time, an ex. We don't know which one of those exes are going to be. It could be the first boyfriend or a girlfriend we ever had. It could be the very last one, or somewhere in the middle. It's impossible from those cards to say which one is going to be. But whomever it is to show up for us from our past is going to be there to stay. But the biggest thing about those cards, Scorpio, it is that within the next couple of weeks, we actually are going to establish a pattern into our business or into our love life, or why not in life in general, a pattern that is going to make us feel, the word is not content, more like a satiated, happy, satisfied by how things are turning out in either of those places. And for those which are introverts, we actually, and I'm saying we because I think that I'm an introvert, we are gonna actually learn one idea more to interact with others. So we're gonna open up a little bit more for the world and for a new introductions as well, especially toward the opposite sex. And that's pretty much about it. Aside from that, within the next couple of weeks, it is not advisable to enter in a confrontations, because they are gonna end up being literally pointless. So that's about Scorpio, and now the second break is going to take place. So uh, if any of you wishes to have a free reading right now, all that you gotta do, guys, it is just inputs a question into the comments down below, a question that you want me to read for. With the tarot cards, I'm giving you about 5 minutes to do so, and after those 5 minutes are over, should there be any questions, I'm going to pick one of those questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. If there are no questions, I'm going to move to the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and finally Pisces. After Pisces, there is going to be another free reading, and after that, the super chat readings are going to take place. Anyone who supports the stream and the channel through super chat, you guys are going to get a reading at the end of it. That's pretty much given. Should there be no inquiry with the super chat, the reading is going to be about your personal experience throughout the next couple of weeks, the full moon in Aries. And should your super chat be $20 or above, you're gonna get the very same format of a reading that I'm giving for the star signs themselves. Pisces Moonbeam, I do that every single day. Right? I'm doing that every single day. I'm actually a big fan to a true crime, and so I am subscribed to many true crime channels. I'm just, choosing one of those channels, and I am putting their playlist on a run, and I listen until I fall asleep. So you may try a true crime channel. All right, Kate, what do the cards suggest for my trip plans. I love it. I recently found one which is a extremely good one. It actually analyzes the psychology behind the crime and the interrogation as well. It's awesome. Those are the cards, Kate, and basically they are almost unanimous that you should go along exactly as you have planned it. That is what they say. Yeah, it's Netflix series. I didn't like it. I really hate movies who do have, or rather like they do a flashbacks. I really hate that. I hate flashbacks. I hate backwards movies as well, where you start with the end of the story and it kind of like drives you back. I really hate that. It's just I can't stand it. And if I sometimes at some point own a studio, you know, and that studio produces that kind of a movie, I'm gonna fire them all, right? I don't care how that movie is going to perform, I'm gonna fire them all, every single one of them. I hate movies with robots. I hate drama. I really hate that. And comedy. I don't like comedy. I can watch it, but I don't like it. All right, couple of minutes and then moving on to Sagittarius. Well, Pisces Moonbeam, these days the horror movies, they are kind of laughable. The last good horror movie that I watched, it was It, the first part. The second part was such a dumpster fire. I didn't like that at all. But the first one, it was almost like within the book, and I was really amazed. I was very pleasantly surprised how they made it. I don't know why they kind of like completely changed the second one. Second one was kind of like a fairy tale. It has almost nothing to do with the book. Well, I watched that. The first three seasons, and then it became more drama than actual crime, and I just stopped watching it. The last comedies that I was actually watching and I was really laughing at was the comedies with Jim Carrey. I love that actor. It makes these stupid comedies that you just laugh at, you know, face expressions and stupid things done and these kind of stuff. I do not like humor, especially humor where you do have the laugh in the background. It's kind of like they're telling you where to laugh. It's so annoying. Like for example in the show Friends, I just even if they do something funny, as soon as I hear the laugh at the background, I just can't laugh. It kills everything. I know me. All right, next one, that will be Sagittarius. That was a good one. Liz, that was a good one. I watched it a long time ago, and I don't remember that I laughed myself out. There is going to be a new one? Okay. All right, so Sagittarius, first one, we do have the Aeon. Moving on next, that's going to be the Hierophant, followed by the Three of Wands. Afterwards, we do have the Nine of Wands, and the final one, that's going to be the Eight of Wands. What is AHS? What is that? I never watched that one. All right. Oh, American Horror Story. Too much of a look. That's the problem with the American Horror Story for me. Too much of a plot lines, and you're just losing yourself into it. You know, you're watching one plot line and you are forgetting for the other plot lines, and so on and so forth. That is my problem with it. Other than that, it is very well made. I like it, but it's just I can't find myself ever invested into it. Yeah, it's a different story, but the problem it is that within this story there are many stories, and you just kind of like losing yourself into it. By the way, Liz, what I can advise you then to watch, it is a Netflix show called All of Us Are Dead. It was a great one. I loved it. First season out. I am so looking forward for the second one. All right, back to Sagittarius. You guys are gonna have a great full moon into Aries. Basically, whatever plans you do have right now, although they're gonna happen a little bit in an awkward way, uh, at the end of the day, whatever expectations you do have to meet, you are gonna meet them. Just not probably the way you exactly hoped, that is gonna take place. And this isn't because something is gonna screw itself over. This isn't because, you know, something's gonna go down south for you, but because some way halfway through the transit, right, suddenly there will be a better opportunity or a better chance for you to move forward. So whatever, I don't know how to put it into words, but long story short here, you will see that your initial, let's say, plan, goal, or an aim for the next couple of weeks could be improved, and you will have to change and not exactly adapt, but more like reposition yourself so you can catch it. Take it that way. You know, say you do have a couple of clients that can meet your goal for the end of the month, right? Goal of sales, or goal of revenue or whatever, but with every single one of them you have to put up with some kind of inconveniences, all right, with every single one of them. And it is just, while you can meet your goal, you still will have to kind of like work for your money, or yeah, you gotta go through those inconveniences. Somewhere in a very few days from now, suddenly someone else is gonna show up as a client that it's gonna allow you to meet that goal, and there will be no inconveniences. However, the very same plan that you do have for the previous clients is not going to work for them, and you have to make a new one, which is not going to be an inconvenience. It's more like it's going to be readaptation, so to speak. So that is just a version how things can work out for you. That could happen, for example, if you do have a traveling plans and you expect to have a really, really good time there, wherever you're traveling, on a vacation or whatever, and suddenly, you know, some kind of a better option available for the company that is going to get you there may show up, you know, or a different option available for the events you can be at, and so on and so forth. And you're just readapting and kind of like reshuffling what your plans are is gonna allow you to basically meet your aims, to a point where by the end of the transit, Sagittarius, you will find yourself, guys, being on a very solid patterns and foundations, whether into your business life, whether into your career, with many, many options available in front of you. So if up until this point you are feeling like, you know, you're with your back against the wall, or that you are facing a dead end, that is going to be overcome by the end of the next couple of weeks. This time around, kind of like the state that you are going to be in is going to feel unusual for you, because you will have more options available than you are usually used to have. Therefore, you will have more opportunities, or how can I put it into in words, you will have bigger potential here. So your expectations into your love life is to have more people to go about and date with than, for example, one that it's kind of like it's pushing you away. Into your business, you can expect to have more options for clients, more options for products. You can expect as well to have more options for yourself to grow, and it all comes to that for you to basically explore, look outside of the box, so to speak. You will feel when your cue is about, do not let it weight you over, but just grapple on it immediately. Uh, did it? I didn't knew that. Oh my god, if the season 2 is out, I'm gonna watch it as well. Thank you so much for checking it for me. Thank you, I know you love me. Well, truth be told, guys, tonight I don't know what is going on into the sky, but the readings are coming out hard. Truth be told, they aren't making too much sense to me. Yeah, I'm just honest. All right, next one we do have Capricorn. All right, for Capricorn, first one, that's gonna be the Five of Wands. Next one, we do have the Hierophant. Moving on next, that's gonna be the King of Swords. Afterwards, then we do have the Eight of Pentacles. And the last one, we do have the Five of Swords. So, well, because you are a Capricorn Pisces moonbeam, I don't know. I don't know what kind of an affairs you do have in your life right now. But if that was your personal reading, I would immediately tell you you gotta find someone professional to help you with your things, if that makes sense to you, right? Because that's what those cards are about. What they say it is that luckily for you, Capricorn, whatever predicaments you are facing, because according to these cards you are facing certain predicaments, but whatever predicaments you are facing, guys, there is a professional who can help you with it. So therefore, if you are suffering from some kind of an affliction, right, a health affliction, um, doctors will be able to help you, or a specific doctor that you will find in the next couple of weeks will be able to help you. You are suffering from a monetary affliction, right? You are not very good with your finances. Financial advisor will be able to help you. It is all about a professional help. We can see that with that King of Swords into the third position, and what that shows, it is either an organization or a person that through analyzing your problem will be able to give you the recipe, the strategy how to get out of your problem, which is exactly what the environment and the topic of your transit, or rather like the full moon in Aries for you is. By the Five of Wands, that shows that throughout the next couple of weeks you will have that surprising, well, through the card is event, but not exactly as we do have the next one. It's not opening but appearing. All right, so that surprising appearing that will allow you to make a reversal, to make a turnaround, to take the upper hand on an endeavor or a situation that you are actually almost failing, if not entirely failing in that given moment. It's gonna cost you, all right? We can see that with the Five of Swords at the end, but the price, it's a price that you should be ready gladly to pay, at least according to these cards. And basically, bottom line, oh my god, how can I put it into words? With that Hierophant into the second position, it kind of shows that throughout the next couple of weeks, guys, whatever price you are to pay is not going to be meaningful for your future. Therefore, it's not going to have an impact on whatever you are meant to experience into your future. So you're not going to screw yourself over. That's what I'm trying to say here. But the grand scheme of things for you, it is to make that surprising reversal. So for example, to save your marriage, for example, to improve your health, for example, to save your career, or to save certain friendships, whatever you need or you feel that you have the need to save, you will be able to do so in the next couple of weeks, but through a professional help. So if your marriage is on the rock, couples therapist, all right? If your mental health needs to be taken care of, well, go to a therapist. If your physical health, go to a medical doctor. Don't wait it out. That's what those cards are showing here. That is not exactly the professional help I meant. By the way, hello Anna, good evening. I'm glad you're joining. All right, next one, Aquarius. But Mattia, you are not a Capricorn. All right, for Aquarius, King of Wands, it is the first one, followed by the Nine of Wands. Moving on next, we do have the Two of Wands. Afterwards, what we do have, that's going to be the Knights of Cups. Your better half, all right. And a final one, that's going to be the Three of Cups. For Aquarius, so it's a capitalization next couple of weeks. Long story short, for Aquarius, whatever progress we made, oh my god, that's so sound for me. All right, so whatever progress we made, we should capitalize on that progress like right fucking now, right? In the next couple of weeks. That is even late for what those cards are showing. Basically, the results we have accomplished thus far are just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, we can step on those results and expand on them even further. So if you have made, for example, initial results from, say, a sale of something, you gotta keep on selling from that very same thing more and more. If you have made some results which you are advanced towards someone, we should press the matter further, right? If you have made results by negotiating for a bigger salary, you should press the matter even further. You made results about, getting promoted, you should press the matter even further. So wherever you do have a results, which you should, guys, as a Aquarius, press the matter further, because according to these cards here, you are doing things the best that they can be done, not just only the best you could do, but the best they can be done. And we can see that with the Nine of Wands being into the second position, meaning that you don't have to change anything about your advance, about your approach. In fact, the more you drive yourself forward, the more effective your actions, your words, all right, and as well your performance is becoming. And the Three of Cups being at the end of the reading basically shows only one thing, that you are doomed to have results. That's all that there is to it, right? It's all she wrote here. And the lesson that you gotta learn for the next couple of weeks is that if you do want something, you gotta take it, because it doesn't belong to the one who is entitled to it. It belongs to the one who basically takes it. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for your $5. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the new moon in Aries. Oh, you're welcome, Blue Eyes. Well, well, the thing is that, you know, you are allowed to say it in a certain sentences. I'm kind of like trying to watch my tongue, but in my real life, I am effing a lot, right? I am really effing a lot in my real life. Here, it's kind of like you can F, you can say the word, but you can't exceedingly talk like that. Otherwise, I believe you are going to be flagged. It is just how I understand the community guidelines. I may not be right. It is just how I do understand them. Well, we are good people. We should not hold any bad emotions into us, right? So we should kind of like lay them off. All right, Pisces. First one that we do have, that's going to be the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Two of Wands. Moving on next, we do have the Queen of Pentacles. Afterwards, that's going to be the Five of Pentacles. And the last one for Pisces, Six of Wands. So for Pisces, quite the opposite of the Aquarius. Exactly. You know, when I was working for that English office, the first thing they told me about their code of conduct, how they're conducting their job, it is that you say what you think. I mean, people may not like it around you, but at the end of the day, you get to sleep well, right? And consequently, you get to do your job well. It is a nice philosophy. Anna, thank you so much for your $20. Thank you, Anna. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer as well, where you're going to get your personalized reading for the new moon into Aries. So back to Pisces. Quite the opposite of the Aquarius. you should not try to expand on your accomplishments with the next couple of weeks. That is because you are quite far, far further. Oh my God, that's or far ahead. You're quite far ahead, and if you push being further ahead, you may end up being further than you need to be, or that you can be, so to speak. In other words, you may end up with so many things at your plate that you just can't hold all of them. So what you gotta focus on right now, guys, it is to quench and stabilize, or rather like is to settle down. Normalize your routine at work, right? You may, for example, say you are managing 4 clients right now, and you have a chance next couple of weeks to end up with 3 more clients. Well, how you're going to manage all 7 of them, right? First, stabilize your interaction, or I don't know how to put it into words, the flow in between the 4 that you are working with right now. Have them in your back, all right, have them as something routine, and then move on to something new. That's basically the reason that we do, or rather like the sense that those cards are speaking to me here. And basically striving for it. You will, how can I put it into words, you're going to make your environment in a way that you do feel that you don't need anybody to hold your hand. It's just like you can handle with everything by yourself. That is going to breed a huge confidence in you when it comes to your personal and love life, huge confidence in you as well when it comes to your business and into your career. And in fact, little by little, for the next couple of weeks, you are to see that many of the problems you are experiencing is exactly because you do not know when to stop and consolidate and then move on to the next thing, rather than just be in a constant motion and in a constant movement. But regardless what you decide to do here, you will receive the rewards and the recognition you deserve, okay, for the next couple of weeks, especially when it comes to your business. So you can expect, if not raising a salary, the very least a promise for a bonus or for a fat check, and as well being pat on your shoulder for a very, very good job done. Into your personal and intimate life, I don't know if you can end up in a relationship, but you can definitely gonna have an opportunity to have sex for the next couple of weeks. And so with that said, that concludes Pisces, concludes the 12 star signs. Now the last free reading is gonna take place. Any one of you guys, if you do wish a free reading, to have a free reading with me right here, right now, all that you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below. And in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna pick one of your questions, if there are any, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. If there are no questions, I'm gonna move straight away to the super chat readings. Anyone who supports the stream and the channel through super chat, you guys are going to get a reading at the end, which is very, very soon. That's pretty much given. Should there be no inquiry with your super chat, the reading is going to be about your personal experience for the next couple of weeks, which is the transit of the full moon into Aries. And should your super chat be $20 or above, the reading is going to be these very same that very same format that I did for the star signs, the 5-card spread. And of course, if you do wish to have a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're gonna find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you're gonna see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. Thank you, Blue Eyes. By the way, Liz, do you know what I like to watch as well? I like to watch movies which are about the law, right? For example, I love to watch that Boo show. It's shame that they stopped it. I really liked it, especially I liked how the lawyer of the company was played. I don't know the actor, but he played it very, very well. And now the Netflix show, which is the Lincoln Lawyer. It is a really, really good one. I hope that they are gonna make the second season of it. It surely ended up with an open end, kind of like suggesting that there is gonna be a second season. Hopefully there will be one. Have a great weekend, one. Melissa. Have a great weekend, one. Have a great one. What was I about to say? No, no. I wasn't. Oh, it's Liz, watch it. It's a phenomenal. Fallout. That is like a big fight. All right. So is it in my best interest to go to the saloon tomorrow? Anna Chaban asks. Those are the cards. Those are the cards, Anna. Let me remove the glyph first. Truth be told, uh, according to them, is gonna make a little difference in regards to your future, right? So it won't matter really. But going there actually is gonna give you the full picture of what you should do about it moving forward. So I think that personally, according to these cards, personally, it will benefit you. Although you may have another unpleasant experience going there. But after you going there, you will basically gonna know exactly how to play out that whole situation with the saloon itself. I don't know if that makes sense for you, but you will not gonna be able to play it out tomorrow, all right? You just won't be able to. I think that's going there, that person you had a fallout with, for the time being is going to be still on that particular wave. That's you know, you were not right and they were right, and so on and so forth. But once again, no matter what happens tomorrow, it's gonna have little to no impact about how your future is going to develop in regards to that career niche. So you're not, if you don't gain anything from going there, you ain't gonna lose anything either. So if I were at your shoes with those cards, I would go. Well, that also gonna work. Alright guys, super chat now. Liz, for you, we do have those couple of cards, Temperance and the Empress. So, especially in regards to your business and to your career, Liz, for the next couple of weeks, things are gonna be a bit stressful, but not that much. So you're gonna have many things to do out there. And they're going to be a little bit off from your comfort zone. I don't know how to put it into words, but there is always going to be something small that to bother you out there. So you're never going to be like, or not never, but you are seldom going to be eager to do the job in front of you. In other words, you're going to see more, you know, your tasks and your responsibilities more like a chores than something exciting to do when it comes to your career. But that said, if not anything else, you will perform into your career as expected, if not flawlessly. That's as far as the career goes. But what is more interesting, it is within your personal circle. How can I put it into words? Or personal life, right? For according to these cards, into your personal life, you are gonna start seeing abnormal solidarity and compassion, even from people that you are usually used to see hostility from. And that state may be just only for the next couple of weeks, but you can pretty much use it to get, if not on the same page with them, at least to resolve certain disputes with these people. What is what your aim should be for the next couple of weeks, Liz? It's never to go to the extreme, neither to be over invested nor to be completely indifferent for one thing or another. Whatever you do have around you, you should always you always should be one foot in, another foot out. Okay, you do not overwork nor you slack from your job. You do not over address a certain person, but you do not ignore them either. And that way, pretty much by the end of it, you're going to see yourself having everything sorted out and under control as well. Should you face any concerns, or rather, like, should you have any concerns right now about your next couple of weeks, you will find solution to them and you will have the means to execute that solution. Will you though? Well, that's entirely up to you. Next one, Mattia, let me me shuffle for you, Mattia, and see what's one second. Yeah, well, that's the thing with the Capricorn, isn't it? No matter what it is about, it's they always take it like it's a job. Good night, Pisces Moonbeam. Good night, Liz. All right, Mattia. First one, Five of Pentacles, with the second one of the Ten of Cups. Moving on, next we do have the Knights of Wands, followed by the Strength card. And the next one, that's going to be the Eight of Pentacles. So Mattia, next couple of weeks is going to be all about you putting up with bullshit straight away. The next couple of weeks is going to be you addressing the trifles which are all around you, the trifles in your marriage, the trifles in your home, and into your business as well. When I say trifles, I mean those kind of like a day-to-day problems which are out there, which are small, but they are actually on every front. They are there on the all fronts being there. For example, I don't know, the way that your clients are addressing you, if they are disrespectful and they are addressing you every single day like that, you are going to address that. Your husband, the way he acts toward you, for example, or your children, it's just everything that annoys you and that you do see as a problem, you are to address for the next into the next couple of weeks. No matter how unpleasant that is going to be for you, you're just going to identify that that's something that needs to be done. Once you do so, you are going to start seeing that those problems, they are starting, for the most part of them, not all of them, but for the most part of them, you're going to see that you only had to address them and they are simply starting to resolve themselves, right? All that you had to do is just to request from your client, for example, to address you in a different way than the way they are addressing you now, or your friends. All that you had to do, for example, it is to start going a little bit earlier at work, and that way some other problems is resolved. So that you don't have to put too much effort behind it, just the discipline in order to not to have to face those predicaments anymore. And what that is going to lead to, Mattia, it is that is going to open up some kind of a room for a new enterprises, that you get to choose what kind of an enterprises that are going to be. In other words, you will have a room to do something exciting for yourself, whether into your career or whether into your personal life. When we're talking about career, though, I don't know what kind of a plans you do have, but if you do have any kind of a plans that are to be executed for the next couple of weeks, you should know that they are going to be successful, at least their initial part. But the core purpose for that full moon into Aries for you, Mattia, it is to clear out all these kind of like small things which are polluting and tainting your experience, which are small, almost negligible, but there are many of them. And that's pretty much about it that you do have in front of you. One advice here from the cards for you, it is that when you do find something that works for you, right, do not try to improve it, or rather like to find something better that works for you. Just carry on with it, at least for a little while, because while the energy, it's very good for you to finding solution for one thing or another, it also prone for a burnout, right? What I mean is that it is a momentum. You do have the momentum to find what works for you, and if you keep up searching instead of using it, then that energy is going to abandon you, and you're going to feel fed up. You're going to feel like you are lacking any kind of passion to move on forward, and so on and so forth, which is basically a burnout. And that's what your transit is all about here. So your expectation for the end, it is to improve your personal standing and your day-to-day routine a lot. All right, next one that's going to be shown. All right, Sean, the first card of yours, Seven of Cups, followed by the Nine of Wands. Moving on next, we do have the King of Pentacles. Afterwards, that's going to be the World. And the final one, we do have the Ace of Cups. Sean, do you have an anticipation? Do you have something planned that you are hoping for a certain alignment of circumstances to happen, so what you have planned can take off? Do you have something like this? If you are around, I'm just gonna wait for a couple of minutes for you to answer. I need to know that. Good night, Mattia. Like, for example, you are planning to buy a house if the market drops off. That is just, or you are planning to establish a business, you know, if a certain person becomes an investor, that kind of a situation. I guess you're not around then. This reading is very specific, and it refers to such kind of a situation. Basically says that whatever you're hoping as a soil, you know, as a foundation to your plans to take place, it's happening in the next couple of weeks. And basically it will restore hope, All right, it's all about restoring hope for you, Sean. According to the cards, any kind of a change of your plan is going to be like shooting yourself in the foot. And for now, for the next couple of weeks, although you know that plan you have will become very possible, it will be like a transitional period of time where you actually solidify what you already have before you address the newness in your life. But this quote unquote investment that you may be hoping for, it's pretty much coming out. Okay, another thing from these cards, it is that your daily routine, all right, your daily reality, so to speak, is going to become much more pleasant every single day moving forward to pretty much live into. And therefore next couple of weeks for you, Sean, are going to be very, very pleasant to experience and to live your life in them. Other than that, you can expect a big how can I put it into words, a big big aims, let's put it that way, a big aims when it refers to your career, and also some kind of a long-term plans or an aims as well when it comes to your love life. And lastly, Sean, if you are experiencing any difficulties, mate, according to these cards, it won't hurt you if you do bring up your friends into the matter. In other words, seek help from your friends. And last but not least, we do have Anna. Right, Anna, first one, Four of Wands, followed by the Six of Wands. Moving on, next we do have the Ten of Cups, followed by the Knight of Wands, and the final one we do have the Star card. So Anna, next couple of weeks is gonna feel to you quite underwhelming. That is because this is no different than Anna putting your money in the bank now, and after recession they become more than you have put it in, or they have a bigger value than what you have put it into the bank. So in other words, you don't get to use them now, but you can use them later where they are going to be from more value. That is probably not the best example I can give, but bottom line is that it's going to be underwhelming, because whatever efforts you do put into right now, it's not like they're not going to have any results. It's just it's not going to have any payoffs. It's no different than accomplishing milestones than accomplishing the whole endeavor at the end of the day. And how can I put it into words for you, Anna? It all comes to that: are you gonna give up or not? And for according to these cards, you definitely should not give up, even if you do not see the rewards you think you deserve right now, even if you do not see the recognition. That it's mostly recognition rather than rewards, but doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, universe is gonna judge you, and according to these cards, the universe has a big plans for you. Okay, we can see that with the Star card being at the end. And the next couple of weeks, although you may not see any gains from them, they are very important, because you are to establish foundation of what is to come into the distant future. Now, I know that you are now doing hair styling, All right, so the way you are going to present yourself, the way you are going to start building up your brand in the next couple of weeks is going to have a huge, that is just for example, is going to have a huge impact for how people are going to see you for a long time to come. All right, so you do not want to make any irrational moves, or rather like emotional moves. So I think that it is, now that I think of, maybe it's a good thing that you're not gonna go tomorrow. But yeah, that's bottom line of it. And also when it comes to your personal life, even if in the next couple of weeks people don't pay attention to you, they actually are going to be reminded of you, but little further down the road, I'm sorry, into the future. It's very awkward. Okay, it will feel like everything is in stillness. It's like there is nothing moving around no matter what you do. All right, but actually that's not the case right now. The energy, if you want to call it that way, it's building up, and it is building up based on your actions, and is going to be released, just not in the next couple of weeks. That's why you're gonna feel like whatever you do, it doesn't go anywhere, but actually does. So it all comes to that, not to give up, right? And just do what you are, what you plan to do. Just do what you are good at, and imminently you will find yourself accomplishing cycles, which is basically the bottom line of it. Accomplishing cycles, accomplishing milestones, jumping into the next level, and then the results are start piling up, just not in the next couple of weeks. So with that said, guys, that is gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your support, and as well for your generosity. And we are gonna see each other next time. Until then, bye.